heavy forecheck. You guys executed it well. Going into this game on Monday, is that game plan again? Heavy forecheck, try to get them out of their game?
Yeah, I mean, their defense are really good. They're great in transition. They're highly skilled. They can skate. They can manage pucks well. And, our game, regardless if it's BU or if it's another team, is to go at their defensemen and forecheck and try to create turnovers. I thought we did a good job against Lowell for 5.5 periods. So we're going to try and do the same thing. And, their defensemen are good in transition and they're good, so we just want to take time and space away.
Question on everyone's mind: who's going to be in net? There's been a bounce back and forth between Rawlings and Mountain. Neither of them have been able to be consistent. What's the thought process going into the game, not only on Friday but also on Monday?
Yeah, no, we haven't made that decision yet. You probably expect me to answer the question that way. And they both have been good practices on yesterday, and then obviously practice today. And sometime either later today or tomorrow, I'll let one of them know who's going, so they can eventually prepare for the game on Friday. And I think our team as a whole is looking for consistency. You mentioned the goaltenders. Well, I mean, they're a product of how we play in front of them in our defensive zone, and that's the area we most have to get better at is defensively and making sure that we're thorough, managing pucks in our own zone and protecting our goalies a lot better, whether it be Chris and Ned or whether it be Brian.
Rawlings, of course, had some Beanpot history. I remember a couple of years ago he stood on his head and made a whole bunch of saves to almost pull you guys to the win over BC. Does that kind of sit on your mind when you're thinking about who's going to start in goal?
Yeah, knowing that someone's played in the building and has had some success in the building, in this tournament is important. So you try and reflect back on the history part of it. But when you make your decision, you're making it, based on where each player, where goaltender is right now, where our team is now, where our psyche is right now. So, I'm not going to reflect back too much of what happened, in a year, 2 or 3 years ago.
The forward line's been pretty consistent, like pretty balanced overall, especially against BU the other day. It was you guys scored 6 goals. You had a bunch of different goal scorers. Is that something you think you can carry into Monday night's game?
I like the way we've been generating offense over the last, since we've been back from the break, and we've had to move the lines around a little bit just because of some injuries. And when Ludwig Karlsson went out, we had to reshuffle the deck a little bit. I'm hoping we get him back for Friday and then carry over into Monday. But I like our forwards and the offense that they've been bringing to our team. We just got to continue to do that. And then, obviously, the areas I mentioned, we have to get better as our own zone.
How important is this tournament? Just as someone who's been alone with the school, as long as you have one, does this tournament mean for you guys?
It means an awful lot. And I try not to put additional pressure on our players. The fact that we haven't won this tournament in a while. It's a city championship. It brings a lot of gravitas to your institution when you win. I want our players to win. Our players want to win it for themselves. They want to win it for the athletic department, for the institution, for our alumni. So it carries maybe a little more weight, for us than maybe some of the teams who have won it, more recently. And the fact that we haven't won it, we want to put Northeastern back on that mantle. Where, let's face it, this tournament has a tremendous amount of history, and the teams that compete in it every year are nationally ranked teams, and we've got two nationally ranked teams again this year. So to beat quality opponents in a quality tournament with the city of Boston eyes on this event, I think is really important. And our players know that. At the same time, they've got to approach it with a sense of confidence and calmness and not a nervousness.
How about personally?
Personally, I've been fortunate. I've had success in this tournament. Being part of good teams, not because of my own play, but being part of good teams as a player and as a coach. And it's an experience you carry the rest of your life. I want us to win this tournament for our players. I want it to win it for the institution, for our alumni, because I've enjoyed the experience. And I've had it, I treasure it, and it's something I'll always have. I'd love to have it as a head coach, but I'd love to have it more for our players and for our university and everyone. Get us to this point. So that's what drives me to win this tournament, and I know our kids will be ready to play on Monday.
In the 1980s, every team won this tournament at least once in the last 20 years. Why has that happened? Why has it become so one-sided? Obviously, BC and BU are very good teams, but you guys compete with them in the regular season. You've beaten BU in the Hockey East tournament recently. Why can't you get it done in February?
Yeah. Joe, if I had that answer, I'd be great. And people talk to me, is the Beanpot still special? I said, absolutely it's special. And then they bring it up, well, hey, you have a one, and Harvard have a one. I said, well, that's up to Northeastern Harvard now to make it special, because you point back to the 1980s, and it was a great event because all teams won it, and all different teams were in the tournament in the finals every year. So you had different combinations in the finals. So that's what makes it special when you come here, and any one of the 4 teams can win it. To answer your question, I don't know why Northeastern. I'll just speak for Northeastern. Why we haven't won it? We've been close. We've had good teams. We just haven't found a way to get it done at the end of the day, whether it be bad bounces, bad breaks at certain points. But hey, we just got to find a way. As Al Davis says, find a way to win it, baby. Just get it done. So that's what that's our approach, our mindset, and our mentality going into it.
With what happened last year, you guys came out, you had a very rough game. You weren't very happy with your team. How do you avoid that this year? Is that on the players?
It's on the players' minds at all. We didn't play well the first period we got out of there, not playing well. We were only down 2-1 and a little momentum because we had scored to make it 2-1. But we didn't play well. We didn't play smart. We didn't play as a team, that's why I was most disappointed. It was our approach and our attitude in that game. So we've got a different core, different senior leadership back there that I'm thrilled with. It's a tournament for a lot of new guys who are excited about this opportunity, and sometimes it's good to be naive coming in here, not having history on your side. And you have to have a special group to win an event where you haven't won in a long time. I think we've got a special group. Now we just got to play hard and play smart for 60 full minutes.
Talk about the way things change, given